What's up, guys? This is Blue, and this is the Hi, How Are You podcast, self-help for the uninitiated, where for 10 to 20 minutes a week, someone even lazier and perhaps even less busy than you tries to tell you that you deserve to treat yourself better. Where the two of us hold each other accountable. Accountability buddies. Yeah, I like that. Look at us doing back-to-back episodes like we're the Rockets 94 and 95. There's something shaking in the van around 2 this morning. When I first woke up, I thought it was Dove readjusting. But the second time it happened, I took a harder look and I realized Dove was trying to shove his face near the wheel well. And as I closed my eyes, I imagined a snake wrapping its way inside of my van. And in my head, I could hear my own voice screaming at me, "You dumb shit, why didn't you seal that huge hole like I asked you to?" Then the van shook again. And I mean like this 4-second long, deep vibration. I didn't understand what could be doing that to my van in the middle of the night. It happened around 4 times total before I finally fell asleep. So my best guess is that it was either A, ghost or demon, or B, ghost demon snake hybrid. My sleep has been pretty unsteady the last couple of months. It's hard to sleep some nights with the humidity, but even harder when I start creeping myself out thinking of someone trying to get into my van while I'm in it. So I just toss and turn half the night, wishing someone could be like, "Hey, it's cool, don't worry about it, go to sleep." The other part is some strange things have been happening to me, Randy Newman style. I got a text out of the blue from someone saying they were my brother. I assumed correctly that this was another one of my father's many children. But I tried to remain open to the possibility of having a potentially positive influence in my life. In other words, I did the exact opposite of what I usually do, and I attempted to withhold judgment. Well, la-dee-da, sometimes the benefit of the doubt is a load of shit. He sure picked a fine time to come strolling into my life too, Mr. Season 28 motherfucker. I was already feeling vulnerable, inadequate, detached from everyone again. So he was able to slip through the cracks initially. But then he started tripping over me sending him some pictures. The ones he sent of himself both included him flicking off the camera. Like an 8-year-old who finally got away from his mom and to kick it with the boys for the first time. Ugh, I thought. It's that kind of guy. Then he started getting pushy about the pictures. Couldn't bother to go to my Instagram. Couldn't respect my wishes when I told him I was driving. He gave me some serious PTSD. I'd mentioned briefly that I smoked. And his last text to me was, "Yo sis, where the doty at?" So I blocked him. I mean, damn, if I can't get bud from you, that only means you're going to be pestering me. And I'm the pest. I told my LCDC about this and she just shook her head at me. "You're cold," she said. "No, but I already have 2 actual brothers I have to pretend to care about and actively avoid, and that's enough energy." She laughed. I sighed. I broke up with her that week. Counseling has taken up too much of my time, and now that I found my focus, that's where I'm at. I have deadlines to meet, goals to hit. No time to sit and decipher feelings, especially since I'm void of them now without human interaction. Goddamn, that sounded psychopathic. Just know that I'm secretly crying inside, and by secretly I mean audibly from the street beside my van. It was just a weird couple of weeks. It began with me trying to decide if it was worth opening myself up to that kind of relationship so late in the game. To realizing that just because someone is quote-unquote family doesn't mean you should be guilted into giving them whatever it is they think that they need. He said he reached out because we're family and we, quote, need to be together. I was just like, what? But I don't know you? I just can't. Why would I give him that energy when there are people I think of every day? People I wish I can give the same amount of energy to. People I actually like, and I'm gonna waste it on some scrub? Hell to the nah. It was me who opened up Pandora's box in the first place. Me and my empty holes I'm constantly trying to fill. Trying to understand myself, where I come from, who I am. Thinking I'm gonna find the answer within the same people who abandoned me. Should have left it alone. I hadn't spoken to my father in 15 years anyway, and it seemed okay. But once I opened my arms to them again, I regret it. Tried to cut it off with my father, instead of just ghosting him. I was upfront in my feelings, how I didn't feel the need to continue to forge a relationship with him. He pretended to not get the memo at first, even after I resent the message and blocked him. And then he sent his family my way. So now his ghost is still haunting me. Small part of me is hanging on to some residual Catholic guilt, wondering if I'm actually in the wrong for not wanting these people to be a part of my life. But then I remember that I do what I want when I want, and that ain't never gonna change, so fuck those guys. Maybe you're dealing with some similar bullshit and wondering, is estrangement for me? If your relationship with said family member is unhealthy, it's okay to set boundaries, just like with anyone else. This applies to literally everyone. It's never okay to endure toxic relationships just because you think you're obligated. You're not. You know what your obligations are? To be treated as a human being, to be regarded, and to treat others with the same amount of respect that you would like to receive. And their obligation is to either respect that or get the fuck out, and let them know that Mimi will call him a valet. It's okay to disconnect sometimes. You have to allow yourself time to take care of yourself, to heal, and sometimes space and time is necessary. It doesn't always have to be permanent. You don't have to be extreme like me. What your family has going on has nothing to do with you. It's not your circus, not your monkeys, not your drama, and not your problem. Alright, go ahead and rate and subscribe. I'm trying to be more regular in both my podcast and in my bowel movements. So, clicky clicky. See you next weeky.